My name's Glenn. I've been LARPing for 10 years this game. I used to do drama and performing arts when I was at sixth form. And our teacher's husband was actually the guy that ran Scully. And so got me involved with that. It was just a natural thing to do because I was really doing acting on stage and such. And so it just seemed like something else to do, to practice, if you like.
I'm Joanna and I've been going since I was 16 or 17, so about 8 years.
How did you get into LARPing?
My first boyfriend was going and he brought me along and I just really loved it.
Well, my name's Kai Baker. I've been LARPing for nigh on 10 years now. Ever since I just turned 18.
Kindly vacate the village because we have been
It was wow, God, how did I get into LARPing? I wanted a sword for my 18th birthday, and instead of getting me a real sword, they got me a LARP sword. So I decided to do something with it and join my local event, which is Skullduggery.
My name's Harry and I've been LARPing for 9 years now. I got into LARPing through a friend of mine, met him at a party and he was telling me about how he was this dwarven smith at a roleplay group that he goes to, you know, with real combat involved in it. And I thought, well, you know, that sounds like an interesting way to spend the weekend, I'll give it a go. And I've been going ever since.
My name's Nathan. I've been LARPing for about 9 years now. A friend of mine was a LARPer and she took me along to her first game and I had a great time, so I kept going back.
I'm Mark. I've been LARPing for about 8-9 years now.
How did you get into it?
Through friends. They decided to say, come along, see what we do, sort of thing. Went there, thought they looked like a bunch of idiots, and then carried on going. It was brilliant. Good laugh.
The first thing you need to understand is the weapon construction. It's got a carbon fibre core running down the middle. It's surrounded by a high density foam, and then it's painted with latex and paint to make it look semi-authentic. So the important things to remember is with most weapons you're not allowed to stab because it is possible to push the core through the weapon and impale your mate. So all hits have to be slicing manoeuvres or hacking, no stabbing. When you're hitting, we always, for a safety reason, ask people to pull the blows. It's basically stopping the blow, hitting with its full force, pulling back before you knock the person over with the hit. Harry, if you could drop the shield just quickly, I'll just go across your ribs. It's just pulling back before, so you still strike the hit, but the full force, you don't push through. Harrison, what else?
If Kai strikes the shield with a full blow, you can hear the difference from a pulled blow. Sort of. Shields are made completely out of foam. They're designed so that in the unfortunate event that somebody does fall over and into it, the shield will not cause any damage like a wooden shield would. Particular attention has to be paid to long weapons. Long weapons have a lever effect, so if you come over the top like this, it is extremely unsafe. Once again, you're encouraged to attack from the sides. And if you are coming in close, to shorten the weapon and push the weapon's edge to the side, because nobody wants to be impaled by a lump of plastic.
The only other basic rule we have at our game is we discourage strongly headshots, so there is no, the reason we don't try not to arc down on people's heads and try and come in from sides is because we want to avoid hitting heads. It happens from time to time, it's just one of those things that happen. We try to minimise it.
Once again, the construction of the weapon makes it so that a headshot while it may be unpleasant, will never be dangerous.
For Skullduggery, my character's name is Darren Saroth. He's the Malcolm Blade Master at the moment, which in the faction we are is the Malcolm, who are the Major Elven faction in the game. The Blade Master position is a title that you hold and are challenged for every year, and it goes to the most skilled warrior. At the current system, I am what's known as maximum level 7, and so there aren't really that many people out there who are better than me in a fight.
I play Tyrell Tyrannian. He's an elf. He's part of the Tolhos, which was Tolhos, now it's Torketh. It's basically frontline soldier. Used to be what we called the Waywalker in the Malcon, which is our group, who he was a huntsman, led all the scouts and stuff like that, but I've given that up. Now he's gone mercenary, so he gets paid to fight. He can do pretty much anything. He can do the sneaky stuff, he can go front line, just kicks ass.
Coming in, boy! Front knockdown! Front knockdown! Front knockdown! Front knockdown! Right around! Mass knockback! Get stuck in! Come on! Front! Shot! Shot!
I do carry a lot of planks around with me.
Red Mountain, hold the line!
Oh,
yeah. Come in there for us! Go, you pointy ears!
You're not tired yet? We keep coming along, we keep kicking your ass, you fall over, and then more of you appear. You've got a message. Just go home. All you've got to do is put down your things and go away. Go on.
I'm playing a character for Kano, and I have been for about 6 years, 7 years. He's one of the longest surviving characters and has become the Winter King, which is the religious figurehead of the Elven nations, basically. He's one of 4. He's generally now a frontline fighter. I go into combat with 2 swords and become a whirling melee of death. It's good fun.
Tell me what I want to know.
Oh, can't you just go into the woods and listen with those pointy ears of yours? Let me go!
Pain.
so we've got a bit of time here.
Death can be swift if you tell me. I Who are you working for?
No, not really.
Who are you working for?
Mandir.
Mandir. Who is Mandir?
He needs the Red Mountain mercenaries. Get off me.
Okay, and who's paying Mandir to have you come here?
I don't know.
Waylay the ambassador.
I don't know, I work for Mandir.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Here, useless. Mandir's the leader of the Red Mountain, but he didn't know who was paid.
My main character is Tafar Tyrannion, who's an elf, one of the Torketh, is actually the king of the Torketh and emperor of another nation. I've had the character for 7 years, and he's been involved in some major storylines throughout, and various different. It's a character with a lot of history, much like this. You don't get so many. There's maybe a handful of characters that go back that old. Ones that have managed to survive when I was actually a player character, and then when I took over and did more plot stuff, it was more an NPC role. Someone that would come in and deliver plots to the player base and get out. And now I'm back to using him to my own ends as my character again. So yeah, there's a lot of history there. 7 years worth.
Well, I actually died last event, so I'm currently in between characters, as it were. I'm starting my new character tomorrow, but my previous character was called Lucian, and he was the High Mage of the Mages Guild when he died. which is obviously quite a senior position. I led about 10 to 15 other players in the guild. I died heroically sacrificing myself to destroy a great evil that was about to be unleashed upon the world. So of all the ways to go, it's one of the better ones. My new character is going to be a very different character. I'm playing a priest, but much more of a Knights Templar style priest. So I'll be wearing a lot of armour and carrying big weapons and cursing people in the name of my god.
I've been playing Adept for pretty much 7 years. She was my second character. She's a lady in the Fey Court, and I'm an alchemist, one of the higher up alchemists, so basically get to make cool potions and stuff.
Monstering is essentially everyone's come out here to play the characters and enjoy the game, but to enjoy the game there has to be some sort of opposition. So people volunteer their game time to play monster roles and be the bad guys for once. We're playing with a group of very stoic heroes, so you have to have that opposition, those people to fight. So basically it's just the players themselves volunteering their time to give the other players a good game, something to fight against, to oppose.
One of you must fight. I'll fight you! Yes. Come. Get into my
You missed the spot.
No, it's dead. It's definitely dead. I love monstering. As I've been playing the same character for so long, it's really nice to play a different persona for a short time. As much as I enjoy playing my character, it's nice to play a different character from time to time, and to go out there and play a character that you can throw away, that will die quickly and easily, but in a dramatic setting. It's good fun to do.
That is the best thing you can do if you're a run-in, run-out monster. If you're a sort of big name character, there might be something else to do, but a lot of the time it is just about dying as well as you can and making it look really good.
I challenge you! Hey! Hey! Shut! 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 What he said!
A lot of the time I do enjoy monstering. It's good, you know, you get out there, you get to go and you just get to cut loose and not really worry about your character dying or what ramifications you'll have by doing a certain action. You're literally told,
you know, here's a sword, go and hit that person. And so it's a very base pleasure, but it's still fun.
But there are occasions when we do ham it up, for want of a better phrase. We go out there and have a laugh, muck around. Earlier today we was playing a group called the Blackwing Mercenaries, and they are basically cravens. They have been paid to fight, but will run at the first sight of trouble. It's fun to do. It's different, out of the norm, away from your heroic character. It's nice to play a coward, basically, from time to time, to muck around with it, to have a laugh with the players. Combat maneuvers?
Why not?
Yeah. Right, my personal character as I've said earlier, chooses to fight dual wielding, and it mainly means that I will have one weapon parrying as another weapon comes in to strike, or if they are not focused, I generally wail with both weapons, one after the other, different combinations to keep your opponent off balance. You want to cover spear and short? Spear and short?
The spear I have has been specially constructed with a slightly low density foam at the tip and a more rigid construction at the top of the rod that goes through the weapon, so that it is actually able for the tip to collapse and be perfectly safe when stabbing with it. I use a tactic called backhand scram, which is where you have a short weapon in your fighting hand and you use a polearm two-handed. This is so when you are attacking somebody and they decide to come in, you have a secondary weapon to do the close-up work.
Get stuck in! Shot!
Load spear.
The largest combination of weapons you have is shield and spear, just like you would see in a hoplite formation. You normally have the shield fully in front of you to protect you, and the spear coming out, lancing in.
As you can see, it's really difficult to hit him when he's got his massive hoplite shield. There's no way up or below it. And with the spear spearing you in every 5 seconds, it tends to be deadly to anyone not using a shield.
Bit of both. You've got to have a blending of the two. You can be serious at times, but then you can also be able to have a laugh, because at the end of the day you dress up like an elf walking around the woods. You can't take it too seriously. But you got to have your serious moments as well.
I try to do both. I try to be both serious when it's required, but it's good, especially when you're out here in the woods with your mates, looking a bit silly. It's good to have a laugh with it.
I mean, I like to tend towards the more serious characters who have you know, a sterner approach, it was, but there is a lot of frivolity as well. A lot of people like to just arse around, as it was, and it you know, it's quite accepted that some people are there to play the game and, you know, be the serious characters and you know, go out and get the job done, as it was, and some people are just there to really just have a laugh, and as long as everybody is, you know, taking it in the spirit of the game, everybody's happy with whatever you want to do.
I'm middle ground, definitely middle ground. I like to have a laugh with my mates and play a serious role when it's required.
But generally, when I get to play a character that's mine, there's always a comedy aspect or something. My characters don't take themselves too seriously. But I go a bit method with it from my acting days, really. I just get into the mindset of the character and I don't really think too much about should I be funny, should I be humorous. I just play the character.
There are moments where we do serious roleplay, and there are moments when we just tit around in the woods. It's part of the game is to enjoy it as well as getting the serious character component across.
You have to have a bit of fun. I mean, at the end of the day, what we're doing is patently ridiculous. We're running around the woods dressed in costumes, hitting people with lumps of foam. But I think there is a difference between being a funny character and being a character who is funny. I think if you want to be funny and have a laugh at a game, you can do that with your character. Your character can have a sense of humour. So I tend not to play characters who take the world too seriously, because it means I can have the levity and have the fun that I want without detracting from everyone else's game in that respect. And I don't see the need for, jokes that aren't within the game, as it were.
I like the idea that you can go away for a day or a weekend and just really just be somebody else. It's escapism in its purest form. It's also a very social thing. That you're going to interact with 100+ people for a weekend, all of you sharing the hobby as it was, and it's just a really fun aspect that you can look forward to. It's kind of like a busman's holiday, really.
The social aspect's brilliant. You get to meet so many like-minded people. It's good for escapism. Also, it gets I don't do much acting anymore, so it's a bit of an acting kick for me. I don't do any stage stuff on stage like I used to, so it's something in a way of keeping my hand in, if you like.
Reasons I enjoy roleplay are simple. It's something completely different, out of the norm. I get to go out, dress up in armour and reenact, well, not reenact, play battles and play a different persona. The escapism is wonderful. It's something outside of the norm, so you can get away from your everyday, 6 days a week work life.
There's very little about LARPing that I don't enjoy these days. I used to be very much involved in the combat and the fighting side of things, and I still really enjoy that. But nowadays it is much more the getting involved in the story, and what I really like about it actually is the game element. You're set into a scenario where something bad is going to happen, you have to prevent that, and I like working out what I need to do to save the world or rescue the princess or whatever it is involved with that. And the puzzle and the game part of it for me is probably the most fun I have.
Getting to dress up. That's definitely the best bit. I get to make some really, really pretty outfits and just wander around the woods dressed up as a fairy.